What? You want to be in the camera? Huh? You want to be in the camera? Okay.
I think she just want to play.
All right, guys, how we doing? It's been a minute, and yes, it's way too cold outside. So me and my brother decided to do this video inside. Well, you have a pillow like I done.
Yeah, because I like to be comfortable. Girl.
All right.
Comfortability is key.
And we got Nala here.
Say hi, Nala.
Say hi. So, you want to say hi? You want to say something?
Yes. Peace.
That usually comes at the end, but you know.
So we decided to do a conversation today about the weather first and foremost. Today is the 11th, if I'm not mistaken. 11. So last night it dropped around my area in the Kissimmee area to about 33, 34 degrees. So I made sure that I wrapped up some of the smaller trees and brought in some of the pots. So it was a lot of work for the past 2 days. How about you?
Well, you guys know that I've been working way too much, so it's kind of hard for me now to do a lot of things that I did last year when I wasn't working. I sprayed, what was it, like a couple weeks ago. And I did like a mixture of different things and, you know, the Brazilian line. Yeah. And I have a silicone base. It's kind of like a...
Yeah. I used some breath. You know, I went close to my trees and blew some breath on the trees and told them that better be enough for you to do okay.
you guys know the difference. So anyways, so I mixed that with some sticker, and I also did the sulfur, whatever, but I sprayed like literally the whole garden besides my caimitos that they're beautiful, flowering, lower with fruit.
The caimitos are beautiful.
And I didn't touch those, but everything else I sprayed really good. I've been watering non-stop, especially my containers. I don't do nothing to my ground because you guys know.
Yes. If you have heavy containers and you can't bring them inside because they're too heavy, it's always best to water. Make sure they're drenched because water helps those plants in the containers.
But the reason we want to talk about the weather a little bit is because a lot of people ask a lot of questions and everybody has an opinion and everybody has something to say. And me and Juan, we just give you how it is, you know. At the end of the day, you do what you want to do. It's your garden, it's your space, it's your investment.
Two things you have to keep in mind always is that there is the actual temperature, then there's the cold chill, meaning that the wind will make it feel colder than what it is. And wind also cuts. So when wind hits leaves and stuff like that, it toasts them, it cuts them. It makes it worse than the actual temperature actually is.
Go Gordon. So basically it is a field light temperature and the real temperature. So I don't want to get difficult and facetious, am I right?
Don't get difficult.
Facetious, but sometimes it puzzles me because you guys know I have this gardening group in Orlando, and I also had a YouTube video, and I had a TikTok and all that stuff. And I try to share as much information as my time allows me. And sometimes I just put stuff there just to keep people aware. Not because I want you to do what I do, not because I want you to freak out or anything like that, just to inform the community. Because I don't know about you, but I have more money in my yard, on my garden, on my food forest than what I have inside my house, literally. Not kidding you. So for me, it's important to protect what I have.
Yeah, and I'm a little more simpler than that. I have my little trees in pots. I have my trees in the ground. My trees in the ground are a little bigger, a little stronger, have larger trunks. So I don't pay too much attention to that. Maybe some watering, maybe some slight fertilizing. But the ones in the pot, so those are the ones that I really have to think about. And those are the ones that I really focus on.
And then going back to the field light temperature and the real temperature. Field light temperature, if you guys are not familiar with, I'm gonna give you a quick explanation about it, is the temperature that you feel outside with the wind. So we humans create our own heat from our body. The plants, obviously, they don't need that. They actually go by the real temperature. But that field light temperature has wind chills, and those wind chills will destroy the leaf if they're not hydrated enough. So it's good to know because if you have trees that they are on containers and you don't water the tree, remember that tree gets what you do for that tree. That's it.
Yeah.
What is in the ground, they will look for nutrients, they will look for water, they will try to survive no matter what. But those containers, you have to be more diligent.
Yeah, they depend on you. Those containers depend on you, so you have to water.
Yeah, so it's very important that you know your microclimate. And I created an extremely good microclimate. I plant everything very dense. One knows, I mean, today
And she has excellent soil back there. Like the soil that she has is on steroids. So that soil, all the plants, even the plants that are supposed to be small, that stay kind of dwarf and everything, they're just exploding back there. So it's a different, with her soil is completely different than our basic soil that's very sandy and stuff like that.
Yeah, for Florida, I think Central Florida, I think I'm blessed. So, but we always share stuff that we think that can help you or not. You know what I mean? Like the other day, I went to his house and I helped him to put a little bit of phosphorus in the ground. Not a lot, just enough to help some of those trees that didn't do nothing for him.
The ones that didn't produce last year. So we're just trying to give them a little something so they could produce this
And then a little bit of gypsum that doesn't hurt. And gypsum, if you're not familiar, it helps with calcium, but it also helps with acidifying the soil a little bit. And most fruit trees love more acidic than alkaline.
And we did something also to the citrus trees.
Oh yeah, the citrus tree, we put some, I have some organic, the sticks that you put in the ground. So we kind of break it in pieces. We didn't put like the whole thing. And between the trees, we stuck some. So because he has it in the ground, they're not horrible. Definitely better than last year. Yeah. I mean, I've been screaming at him as usual because you know him. He let the grass grow bigger than the poor trees. So I started making.
You saw my last video, me getting on the ground, pulling all that grass out of there.
So we stick some of that so the citrus can produce better. And also, citrus is different to everything else, guys. It has nothing to do with mangoes or guavas or ananas or none of that.
Yeah,
citrus
and
love
so
nitrogen.
You just mentioned the guanabana, and you mentioned some other types of ananas that they're very fragile,
sensitive,
very subtropical, and they won't do really good in pots with those types of colds like that.
Yeah.
And what happens is that since they have a very soft cambium layer on the outside, those cold temperatures, especially with the wind, it cuts and slices and dices. And it could kill them. It could literally kill them. So you have to be careful. If you have guanabana or sugar apples or any type of they most likely will drop all their leaves and stuff like that. Hopefully they'll survive and they'll grow new leaves come the summer when it gets a little warmer.
Surprisingly, if you see my guanabana on cover, unprotected.
She's a little different. She has a microclimate. So she has a good microclimate. She has a lot of trees all around it, so it's more protected.
I gotta pause it for a minute. So I did create a microclimate, actually intentional, because it was just hard to control. I built a structure and she grew bigger than that, so I literally are like, I cannot keep doing this. She's gonna do it, and like I said, my ground is crazy. Yeah. But I mean, I have I got San Paulo next to it, the Gary mango is in front, they have another jack fruit.
When you have them like that, organized like that, they help each other out. So
and we'll see, because last year I didn't protect her and she survived right quick. No, she hasn't flowered. She has flower.
She has flower.
She has flower, but no fruit yet. So we'll see. At the end of the day,
the bottom line
is when it goes below 40 degrees, you have to be diligent, in my personal humble opinion.
Especially with the extra sensitive ones.
Exactly. A lot of people say, oh, they're going to be fine. They're going to be, yeah, sure. I mean, if you want your trees to survive, just let it be.
If the trees are more in the open, like my yard is very open. If they're very open and a lot of wind could travel through it, it's better to protect the small trees.
Exactly. You want your trees to thrive.
Especially when you waste so much money planting these trees and doing all the work you do, then to have to lose them all of a sudden, not just by not putting in a little bit of work to cover them. That's a big loss in dollars and cents.
And another thing that we can talk about it too right quick is like, it was saying that was going to be 36, 37. It went down all the way to 31 degrees in my garden. 31 degrees, guys.
Mine was 33, 34 over in the Kissimmee area, so.
So, I mean, just...
Which is still pretty bad.
Pretty
It's still
bad.
pretty bad.
Pretty
Anything
bad.
under 40 degrees for any tree, you know, it's a
Tropical.
lot. Unless you have one of those Mexican avocados that could tolerate it up to the teens. But no, besides that, you have to protect it.
Remember, at the end of the day, we are pushing the zone. We are. And if you don't know, one of the worst disease that mangoes can get is called gummosis. And that is a fungus, but it's caused because of the irregular temperature. So when the temperature goes up and goes down and goes up, that bark will break.
Yeah.
And that's how the thing started.
It starts to leak. It looks like a sap leaking.
Exactly.
From the
So
cracks.
it's good to protect those trunks. It's good to protect, especially the little, the little trunks that they're very tiny, like 3 gallons.
Yeah,
something
you
like
pay
that.
so much money for those little 1 gallons from these nurseries that, they're super expensive. You don't want to lose them.
He's talking about the Estimawi that he bought in the festival. He's still,
Yeah.
he's still shaking about
You gotta
that.
protect those. You gotta protect them.
So anyways, that's enough for the weather. Protect your investment if you want to. At the end of the day, the best advice, water. That will save your trees. If you can spray,
Bring them indoors if you have them in pots.
exactly, rub the trunk. There's many ways that you can do.
Bananas, guanabanas, those types of things. Bring them indoors.
Yeah.
If they're small.
And if I they in the ground, you just pray for it. 'Cause
So with that, peace.
bye guys. We'll see you in the next one.